So kind of doing the research here is when I was looking at what your services are. So you're saying that you take this 3-4 month deal process and you're literally streamlining it into weeks long, correct?
Yeah.
Because you're getting rid of a lot of the back and forth with, and I'm not against real estate agents at all, just like you. I like real estate agents. We had a great one, thank God, but I've heard some horror stories. But so you're taking away a lot of the back and forth, a lot of, did this person get approved? Did this person get approved? Does this person have an FHA that's coming in? All that kind of stuff's going away. Yep. And then you're handling all the contractors and all of that on your end that have to fix it. You're not, the sellers really, it's basically just, they're up and they're out and they're taking their stuff with them.
Yep, exactly right. And I want you to look at the senior living world. This is probably good. I want your audience to think of this. Every time they see a senior living community, they need to think of them as an apartment building. And let's say you and I own that apartment building. If we knew that our tenant only lasted 28 months, we would have a problem. And that problem is there's this revolving door of people moving in and out because they either need the next level of care, like you said, for Nana, or they pass away. So if you have only 28 months with your tenant, no matter what, this is average, right? But on anything you can do to add time to the front end makes them more profitable as a company. And the industry, while they're in the care industry and they should stay in the care industry, they're not very good at technology or forward thinking. They think we've always used realtors, let's continue to use realtors. But even though a lot of times, even in a good day, that realtor, it might take 2 months to clean it out, 2 months to rehab it, a month to get it on the market, and mom might not get her money for 6 months. And sometimes that deficit and that burden is too much for these. Most of the time, they would much rather, if they're treated fairly, to have their money, to know they go into the senior living community with their money in their pocket and no more stress. Because that adult children, like you said, 30 hours a week, most families don't want to do that.
I don't know any families that want to do that. Yeah, who just says, hey, starting tomorrow, we're going to add a 30-hour work schedule to your already schedule, right? I mean, and as kids and as grandchildren, you feel like, hey, it's a responsibility on my shoulders, but there has to be a better way. I wish I would have known about this better way. Now, so what I really like here, kind of transitioning here, so we kind of talked about how this helps the consumer, the client. It really streamlines this process. Months of aggravation to weeks of just very streamlined process, which I love, okay? Because it's a stressful time. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, so you're coming in with cash buyers, and this is where it's going to interest a lot of our audience here. So you're coming in with cash buyers. Where are these cash buyers coming from, and how does someone become a cash buyer?
Great question. They are your audience, right? If I just wanted a warm body in every city, I could have did that very quickly. The problem is, in the real estate world, we do a lot of networking, and people are always showing pictures of their checks, right? It's like and by the way, I have a big personality, right? So I get the industry, like we're showing our checks and look how much money I made and all this stuff. And when people hear, right now people are listening to this and they're thinking, I'm going to go and stop in and walk in and put my hand out and say, hey, I'm Bob and I buy houses from old people moving into nursing homes. And I said that sentence on purpose because they're going to blacklist themselves without even knowing that they're doing it. The bluntness and the transactional nature of the real estate industry does not play well in the senior living space. So how do they become, this is called Mom's House. How do they become a certified investor? I teach people not only what to say, who to talk to, but what not to say. I mean, my bumps and bruises that I've learned over 8 years, right? I've boiled down to here's who to talk to and why to build sustainable relationships. And I think if we're talking to real estate investors right now, we spend so much time on these spray and pray models like direct mail, pay-per-click, right? Where we spend tens of thousands of dollars a month for that one transaction. What I'm telling you is that there's people in the senior living world, now I'll even tell you the list of who those people are, that are the best referrers of people to me because they're dealing with those families every single day. And I position your listeners as a solution that faces the senior living world, and everybody cares about what's in it for them. So the placement agent, the downsizing agent, the social worker, the proprietor of the senior living, the director of operations at a senior living community, the crisis care elder attorneys, all of those people are having conversations with that family at the exact right time as what you just went through. And so those people, when done right, once they trust your listeners, they will refer to them year after year, month after month from now on, as long as they're in the industry. So it's the best place to spend your time. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I can train your people how to build relationships that are almost like oil wells. They keep pumping out appointments year after year.
What was the statistic that you used just a few minutes ago about the percentage of people that are going to be moving out and into senior living communities?
75% of Americans over the age of 65 will live in some sort of assisted care before they pass away.